All right, so today we are going to finish up our comparative adjectives and we're going to look at strengthening our writing by revising and editing. The goal is to use comparatives and superlative adjectives correctly in speaking and in writing. So, choosing interesting, convincing details will make your writing more specific and interesting. When we use adjectives to describe how people, places, or things are different, we are comparing those two nouns. The way that we compare two nouns is by adding er to the end. To compare more than two nouns, we're going to add est to the end of most adjectives. So when I look at these sentences, I have the red car is faster than the blue car. My adjective that describes the cars is fast. And because I'm comparing the red car and the blue car, I am only comparing two things, so I'm going to add in er. Looking at the second sentence, the red car is the fastest car on the track. So again, we're looking at the adjective fast, but this time we're comparing the red car to all of the other cars on the track. So it's going to be more than two cars. So we have to add est. Let's look at another example. It is colder than it was yesterday. The adjective is cold. We are comparing yesterday and today. So it is colder than yesterday. Because we're comparing 2 days, we're going to add er to make it colder. Looking at the final sentence, today is the coldest day of winter so far. We are looking at all of the days in winter and today. So we're comparing today to all of the other days of winter. And when we compare more than two things, we add est. So today is the coldest day of the winter so far. All right. What I want to do here is to read this paragraph, my zoo, and I want to find some different adjectives, comparative adjectives in these sentences and see if you can find all of them. So, starting at sentence 1. Sometimes it feels like I live in my own little zoo. Both my parents are animal lovers, so we always had a lot of pets running around our tiny house. It may be a little messier than the average place, but I think it's the happiest and funnest place to be. Everyone in my family has their own dog. My Labrador is the most old dog in the house, but he is also the fastest and has the most energetic. My sister has a basset hound. My mom has a Yorkie, and my dad has a huge Doberman. In addition to the dogs, we also have 2 cats. These are the laziest and sneakiest animals I have ever seen, but they are much neater than our dogs. The cleanest of our animals are our fish. They hang out in their tank all day and watch us play. The most good part about having fish is they are the quietest pets and easiest to clean up after. So now what we're going to do is we're looking for any adjective and any adjective that describes a noun. So I'm going to go through each sentence and I am going to have you write in each adjective that you see in each of the sentences. So sentence number 1. Sometimes it feels like I live in my own little zoo. What adjective do you see in sentence 1? You should have said little. Little is describing zoo. That is the adjective in sentence 1. Sentence 2 says, both my parents are animal lovers, so we always had a lot of pets running around our tiny house. What adjective do you see in sentence 2? You should have said tiny. Tiny describes house. Number 3, it may be a little messier than the average place, but I think it's the happiest and funnest place to be. I want you to write all of the adjectives that you see in this sentence. You should have said messier. So it is comparing it to all of the other places. It is happiest. Again, it is comparing their house to all of the other houses. And it is funnest. It is comparing their house to all of the other houses. So we add the EST. Sentence number 4. Everyone in my family has their own dog. There is no adjective in this sentence. We're going to go to sentence 5. My Labrador is the most old dog in the house, but he is also the fastest and has the most energy. So this one's a little bit different. I want you to see if you can find the adjective that maybe needs to be corrected. And then there's a couple other adjectives that you're looking for. So you're going to make a list of all of the adjectives that are in this sentence. You should have said that you're not going to say most old because old is a one-syllable word. You're going to say oldest. So my Labrador is the oldest dog in the house. You also should have said fastest. He is also the fastest and has the most energy. So we're going to have most energy as well. Sentence number 6. My sister has a basset hound, my mom has a Yorkie, and my dad has a huge Doberman. What is the adjective in this sentence? You should have said huge. It's describing his dad's dog, the Doberman. In addition to the dog, we also have 2 cats. What's the adjective in this one? You should have said 2. Remember, adjectives can describe something by naming how many. Number 8, sentence number 8. They are the laziest and sneakiest animals I have ever seen, but they are much neater than our dogs. There's a couple of them in this one. You should have said laziest, sneakiest, because it is comparing the cat to the other animals, and then neater describes the cat to the dog. So it's comparing those two things. So we add ER. Sentence 9. The cleanest of our animals are our fish. You should have said cleanest. So it's comparing the fish to all of the other animals, which is more than 2. We added EST. They hang out in their tank all day and watch us play. There's no adjective in there. The most good part about having fish is that they are the quietest pets and the easiest to clean up after. So this one has a mistake. We shouldn't say the most good. We're going to say the best part about having fish is they are quietest, describes the fish to all the other pets, and easiest describes the fish to all the other pets. So when you look at this short paragraph, you can see how descriptive this author wrote as they were writing out this paragraph. There are many adjectives in here, and they were adjectives that described it. They described how many, and they were comparing either to 2 things or to more than 2 things. So using those adjectives makes our writing a little bit better.